going on, guys? It's Steve. I'm going to try not to yell in this video, but just know if I do, you know what, screw it. Karl is the most disrespectful person I've ever heard of. People talk about Phil Jackson being disrespectful to LeBron because he called them a posse. Whatever. How is that racist? First of all, I don't see how calling someone a posse is racist. Whatever. Screw that. Carmelo Anthony never missed the playoffs for 10 straight years. 10 years he didn't miss the playoffs. On the rookie list for 2014, 15, and 16 of players that all of the rookies looked up to the most, Melo was always top 5. Melo is known from his teammates. They say he's a really good leader and a really good player. Obviously, we know this. 25, 6, and 3 for his career. And you have the audacity to sit there and say he doesn't give his all night in and night out. First of all, you should not be talking about any other person's parents. That's not what you do. That's not what you're supposed to do. You don't sit there and talk about, oh, he has a lot of money, but he doesn't know what to do with it. He never had a father figure. He had an older brother. His mom was in his life. Don't talk if you don't know what you're talking about. But anyway, screw that part. I'm going to stay out of that. I'm going to just talk about pure basketball here. How the hell are you going to sit there and say anything negative about someone that made you relevant? If it weren't for Carmelo Anthony, you would not be relevant. Do you really think you would have got that coaching job in Sacramento if you didn't have Melo for the previous 5 years that you did have him? Or however long, I think from 05 to 011, I sound like a dumbass. From 05 to 2011? You're going to sit there and tell me that Carmelo Anthony is not the reason why you were even considered one of the best coaches in the league? Let's be real for a second. There are only a handful of great coaches. Greg Popovich is a great coach. Phil Jackson is a great coach. Yeah, there are other great coaches. I think Eric Spoelstra is a really good coach. Very underrated, but a really good coach. If it weren't for Carmelo Anthony, Greg Popovich would be irrelevant. Absolutely irrelevant. How the hell this guy said he doesn't play his heart? How does Melo not play his heart out? The media has had a bias towards Melo since the day he came into the league. You want to know why? And this is the honest truth. LeBron had his hair cut, and he was a good boy. Melo was a ghetto boy. Yeah, LeBron grew up in the ghetto, but they acted different. Melo was a ghetto boy that had cornrows. And what was going on during this period? Allen Iverson. Oh, no. Yeah, I'm sorry. This is the one time I'll bring in culture and, bias and things like that. I'm not saying it's racism. I'm just saying cultural bias. That's why the media hated Carmelo Anthony, because he was different. He had cornrows. He wore baggy everything. He wore do-rags and a whole bunch of other crap. So you're going to sit there and say, someone that came into the league his rookie year, averaged 21, 6, and 3, turned his team around 25-plus wins, made the playoffs when LeBron didn't, and LeBron gets Rookie of the Year and Melo doesn't? You're going to tell me for Melo's first 4 seasons in the NBA, he wasn't an all-star, when in his first 4 seasons, the dude averaged 26, 6, and 3. And you're going to tell me that's not an all-star? 26, 6, and 3. He didn't miss the playoffs for 10 straight years. The New York Knicks decided to rebuild. And you're going to tell me that's not an all-star? Karl, you have no right to talk. If it weren't for Carmelo Anthony, you would not even be relevant. I know you've been coaching for a long time, but let's be real. Do you really think you would have went to the Western Conference Finals without Carmelo Anthony? He even talked about J.R. Smith as well. The same thing about the dad. Who the hell are you to talk? I used to think he was a great coach. I remember back in 08, 09, thinking, oh, this dude deserves Coach of the Year. Look what he's doing with Melo and the Denver Nuggets. No. If it weren't for Melo, you're one of those coaches that, you get props off of your own player success. You're one of those type of coaches. Because let's be real for a second. You want to know a great coach? Red Auerbach, Greg Popovich, I almost said Michael Jackson. Phil Jackson. Those are great coaches. I think Eric Spoelstra is a great coach. I'm sorry, but I do. If you watch the games, his rotations are brilliant. His defensive matchups are brilliant. The plays he runs are brilliant. I don't give a damn if you can sit there and say, oh, he's only successful because he had LeBron, Wade, and Bosh. I don't give a damn. He is a brilliant young coach. I think he's actually the youngest coach in the league still. Or he was a few years ago. Whatever. I'm not going to go in on this video because it's not even worth the time. At the end of the day, Carmelo Anthony made Greg Popovich relevant in this modern day NBA. He has no right to talk. Hey, how dare you say Melo doesn't play his heart out? He's not a good leader. He doesn't try hard on defense. I'll give you that. He was never a great defender. I'll give you that. But how dare you say anything negative about someone? It's alright to criticize, but to say something so stupid. Oh my goodness, I can't, man. I don't even feel good today, so I'm not even gonna start screaming or whatever, but guys, I'm sorry this video was short, and the other one today is gonna be short as well. I don't know which one's gonna go up first, but whichever one does. Sorry, they're both short. I'm kind of frustrated. This is why I never play pickup games. I'm playing 3-on-3, and I play like 20 games. 20 games, some serious games, we're going in, right? Whatever. Ain't a serious game because it's a pickup game, but we play like 20 games. The one freaking game where I'm playing against bums, absolute scrubs, where I'm not even trying, I'm just standing there. I go up for a freaking rebound, and I land, and I twist my left ankle, and it hurts. So I'm frustrated right now. But anyway, thank you guys for your support. Karl, I can't believe you just came out and said that. Anyway, guys, it's been Steve. I'm out of here. Peace.